Deep Purple's Child in Time stands as one of the most iconic and evocative songs in rock history, combining a powerful musical composition with politically charged and poetic lyrics that capture the tense atmosphere of the Cold War era. Since its release in 1970, this nearly 10-minute epic has not only cemented Deep Purple's position as pioneers of hard rock and heavy metal, but also endured various controversies and performance challenges, eventually finding a new audience and renewed relevance through its recent use in the Netflix series Stranger Things. This narrative explores the origin of the song, the difficulties and disputes surrounding it, and its recent cultural rebirth, highlighting the multifaceted legacy of Child in Time. The origin of Child in Time. Child in Time was released on Deep Purple's pivotal fourth studio album, Deep Purple in Rock, in June 1970, marking a critical point in the band's evolution and the genesis of the hard rock and metal sounds they helped to popularize. The song emerged during a period of profound change for the band, who had recently reformed their lineup with vocalist Ian Gillan and bassist Roger Glover joining the Mark II ensemble, alongside guitarist Ritchie Blackmore, keyboardist John Lord, and drummer Ian Pace. This lineup quickly demonstrated exceptional synergy and ingenuity, with Child in Time being the second song they wrote together during the sessions for In Rock. Musically and lyrically, Child in Time draws heavily from the social and political climate of the late 1960s and early 1970s, a period marked by heightened tensions of the Cold War and the ever-present threat of nuclear conflict. Ian Gillan's lyrics poignantly address the moral and ideological dichotomies dividing the world at that time, symbolizing innocence confronted by harsh realities. The repeated refrain, "Sweet child in time, you'll see the line that's drawn between good and bad," encapsulates the tension between naivety and the inevitable awakening to the complexities of human conflict. Musically, the song features a dynamic interplay between John Lord's classically influenced Hammond organ, Ritchie Blackmore's virtuosic guitar solos, and Ian Gillan's soaring vocals. Lord's classical training infused the song's haunting organ melodies with a depth and texture that lent it a unique dramatic flair, while Blackmore's guitar work provided the song's powerful and sometimes aggressive edge. The song's structure, primarily in G minor, alternates between slow, somber verses and explosive instrumental crescendos, reflecting the rising tension and eventual catharsis embedded in its theme. Interestingly, the band openly acknowledged that Child in Time was inspired by Bombay Calling, a 1969 psychedelic instrumental by the American band It's a Beautiful Day, with John Lord having improvised on the tune during rehearsals. This musical borrowing was mutual, as Deep Purple and It's a Beautiful Day shared ideas, even humorously agreeing not to pursue legal action over the similarities, symbolizing a spirit of camaraderie more than conflict. The breadth of the song, both in length and emotional intensity, made it a landmark of early progressive and heavy rock music, beating Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven to the punch by a few months as one of the first epic hard rock songs. The lyrics, Cold War subtext, and musical innovations intertwined to create a piece that was not just a song, but an artistic statement reflective of its era. Despite its artistic success, Child in Time was a source of considerable trouble and challenges for Deep Purple, both in and out of the studio. One of the most notable difficulties stemmed from Ian Gillan's powerful vocal demands in the song, especially the extremely high falsetto parts and extended screams that require exceptional range and stamina. As Gillan later admitted, the song was akin to an Olympic event, an extremely challenging piece to perform live consistently. Over time, as Gillan aged, performing the song became increasingly problematic. Around the mid-1990s, Gillan declared he would no longer sing Child in Time live, citing the strain it placed on his voice and concerns about maintaining artistic integrity without resorting to technological aids to replicate the vocal harmonies. This vocal strain was compounded by interpersonal conflicts within the band, especially the famously difficult relationship between Gillan and guitarist Ritchie Blackmore. On one occasion, when Gillan was unable to perform due to a cold, Blackmore went on stage and played the opening chords, inciting a strong audience reaction that pressured Gillan to perform despite his condition. This incident contributed to Gillan's decision to retire the song from live performances. The intensity of these disputes reflected the tension present in the band's dynamic during the early 1970s, eventually leading to Gillan and Glover leaving the band in 1973. Furthermore, the song has been critiqued by some as an extended repetition of a relatively simple musical idea, leading to debates about originality and artistic merit. While widely praised, Child in Time also faced accusations of derivative composition due to its resemblance to Bombay Calling, raising questions about musical borrowing and intellectual property, albeit settled amicably by the involved parties. Despite these difficulties, Child in Time remained a staple of Deep Purple's live shows for about 25 years, celebrated for its emotional depth and the sheer display of musicianship it demanded. However, the vocal challenges and personal issues eventually caused the band to retire the song from their regular set lists by the early 2000s. After decades of intense reverence within rock circles but diminished mainstream exposure, Child in Time has recently experienced a cultural resurgence thanks to its prominent placement in the trailer for the fifth and final season of the Netflix series Stranger Things. This inclusion introduces the song to a new generation, blending nostalgia with contemporary media to revive interest in this classic rock masterpiece. Stranger Things, known for its meticulous use of popular music as a narrative and atmospheric device, chose Child in Time as the centerpiece of its Season 5 trailer, using a dramatic orchestral remix that blends original elements with new instrumental layers such as strings and synthesizers. The song's haunting and dramatic tone aligns perfectly with the show's dark themes of impending threat and emotional tension, particularly as the storyline ramps up toward a climactic confrontation. The trailer underscores the song's lyrics about living under the shadow of violence and moral conflict, with references to shooting and bullets, paralleling the impending battles in the show's fictional setting. This thematic resonance emphasizes Child in Time's enduring relevance as a reflective piece on humanity's tensions, elevating the song beyond its original Cold War context to a timeless anthem about conflict and innocence lost. Critically, this revival through Stranger Things serves as a potent reminder of how classic rock continues to influence popular culture and how iconic songs can gain new life decades after their initial release. The series' decision to feature Child in Time also coincides with the real-time anniversary of the song's original release and Deep Purple's ongoing legacy, drawing enthusiastic attention from fans old and new. This resurgence is not only symbolic, but also practical. Streaming platforms in the internet age facilitate rediscovery and sharing of music, meaning that Child in Time could see renewed streaming numbers and fan engagement. Additionally, the inclusion in Stranger Things, a globally successful franchise, potentially introduces the progressive rock and heavy metal genre to audiences who may have previously considered such styles inaccessible or outdated. The story of Deep Purple's Child in Time is a compelling journey that spans musical innovation, political reflection, artistic challenges, inter-band tensions, and cultural revival. Originating as a powerful Cold War-inspired epic that showcased the talents of an extraordinary lineup, the song's soaring vocals and intricate instrumentation set a benchmark for rock music that continues to inspire. Yet the very elements that made it remarkable also posed personal and professional challenges, leading to its eventual retirement from live performances. Its recent rebirth through the Netflix series Stranger Things underscores the timeless nature of its message and music, introducing its haunting power to a new generation and reaffirming Deep Purple's indelible mark on rock history. Child in Time thus remains not only a historic masterpiece, but a living, evolving piece of cultural heritage, a testament to music's enduring ability to capture human experience across eras and media.